So we will go to the next topic, that is function in JavaScript. So function, the terminology function, so very common and very important terminology in every programming language. So what is a function? So a function is a block of code. Function is a block of code to perform a specified task. So a function definition representing a task. So there is a function definition and there is a function call. So before that, suppose I will write console dot log. Suppose I will write welcome to Silan Software. So here log function, that is a built-in function. But currently I was telling about user defined function. Built-in function or predefined function and user defined function. Whatever we define a function, that is user defined, and already some functions have developed. Some functions are predefined, that is called as built-in function or developed function or built-in predefined functions. Suppose let it suppose I will write, suppose ABCD is a string dot to uppercase. That means to uppercase is a built-in function, and every built-in function having a specific purpose, having a specific functionality. So it is converting into uppercase character. Suppose let it, I have an array 10, 20, 30 dot push function. We know that push function in our last class we have studied. Let it 14 new data item. I will push, I will add. So basically log function, to uppercase function, push function, here we can say all are built-in function. But our objective is different. Our objective is particularly in this topic, we will create a user defined function. So in function context, there is a function definition and there is a function call. Before that, first of all, we will see, I will go to what? I will open index.html file. So go to console, I will click inspect, go to console. Okay. So you see, this is one output statement. So that's why welcome to Silan Software that we got. Console.log. So just I will do the refresh button. So ABCD we got in uppercase letter. Console.log. Okay. So 4 means fourth data item added. So overall we got a clarity. These are built-in functions, but we are discussing about user-defined function. So we will define. Okay. So The definition is what? A function is a block of code. Block means what? Curly bracket begin, curly bracket end. Basically, block means what? This is a block. And whatever I will write the code, I can say this is a block of code. So any function name, whatever you can take, parenthesis, that means this is a function. Okay, so here, so there is a function call and there is a function definition. There is a function definition. We will see. So what how I will represent a function call and how I will represent a function definition. The main mantra is when a function is calling, then the function definition will execute. Then function definition will execute. So when we will call a function, when a function will call, then function definition will execute. Without without a function call, a function definition cannot execute. You remember, and always a function definition representing a task. So, how to represent a function definition? The general form is what? Function name, function. If I will write function name, okay, function name, then curly bracket begin, some code, and curly bracket end. So within parentheses, we can take also parameter. Function may or may not take argument. Okay, we will discuss slowly. So what I told, the first point, function is a block of code which is representing a task or to perform a specified task. So in this context, so we will give a focus to thing. One is function definition and one is function call. First of all, I will give the comment. Suppose, let it, I will represent a function definition. Function name. Function is a keyword. Function name, whatever I will write. Suppose, let's show function. Suppose any function name is show. Name of the function, whatever you can take. There is no problem. Okay. So now this is function definition. Function definition. So whatever within curly bracket begin and end we will write the code, so that is function body. Suppose I will write to output statement console.log. Okay, suppose I will write welcome to Silan Software, or I will write console.log. Okay, so I can write learn JavaScript with Silan Software. Suppose this is my body. So it is representing what? Function definition. Now I will go to my console. Just I will do the refresh button. You see, no output is coming. So no output is coming, meaning is what? That means whatever we defined the function, that function definition have not executed, because the concept is saying how the function definition executing when we will call the function. So how to call the function? Simply function name is so, function name parenthesis semicolon. This is function call. This is function call. Now I will go to console, do the refresh button. Now you see, happily we got the output. Welcome to Silan Software. Learn JavaScript with the Silan Software. So we got a clarity. So without a function call, function definition cannot execute, because when I called this show function, then show function definition executed. So here function having no argument. Okay. So within parenthesis there is no parameter. So a function can take argument. A function takes argument, one argument or more than one arguments. A function can return a value. Returning value means output value. So basically, at the time of function call, whatever we take arguments is known as actual arguments. Actual arguments. At the time of function definition, at the time of function definition, whatever we take argument, we take arguments is known as formal argument. Formal arguments in this context. So here actual arguments equals formal arguments. Okay. So a function may or may not take arguments. If the function taking arguments, so at the time of function call, whatever we take argument, basically that is known as actual argument at the time of function call. Similarly, at the time of function definition, whatever we take argument, that is called as formal argument. Actual equals to formal. And another point you remember always, function signature must be same at the time of function definition and at the time of function call. Here function definition, function having no argument. So here at the time of function call, function having no argument. So this is called as function signature. You remember this point. Function signature must be same at the time of function call and at the time of function definition. Suppose, let it another example I will take. Suppose I will write a function to find, let it the area of a triangle. Okay. So what I will do? Okay. JavaScript program to find the area of a triangle. Let it. So this is one task, one function definition representing one task. If we have two tasks, we have to define two functions. If we have three tasks, we have to define three functions. So number of a task, number of function definition. So this process, if we will represent in an application, so definitely that application will consider as good programming or good application. So now I will define a function. Let function name is suppose area triangle, whatever. Then within parenthesis, Whether I will specify the argument or I will not specify the argument, how I will know. You remember always, if your task have some input and some output, little bit analysis we will do. Area of a triangle area of a triangle, that is 0.5 into base into height. Two input, base and height value that we need to provide. Then output value is 1. We will get output value, that is 1. So you remember, number of inputs, that is number of arguments, number of parameters. So directly what, base and height, you can write also base and height. Suppose I will write base height in this way, I can write. Okay, then I will write the logic. Suppose definitely I will take an output variable. Let my output variable, suppose result, equals to what, 0.5 into base into height. In this way we can write. You can write also in this way, return a result, in this way we can write. Otherwise, suppose here I will write console dot log the area of a triangle is, output variable is results. So I can say this is a function definition. This is a function definition. Okay. So when the code we are writing using function, so definitely we will represent two things. One is function definition and one is function call. So base value and height value. Suppose I will call area. So function name is what? Area triangle. Okay. So taking two at the time, currently what I was telling, function signature must be same. So in function definition, two variable I have taken base and height. So here, suppose two value I will take. Okay. So this is function call. So when this is function call, I will show you in another way also. So now when this line will execute, this portion will execute. Okay, just we will see. I will go to the console. You see the area of the triangle is 10. Okay, so now this is function call. This is function call and this is function definition. So first when this line will execute in function context, you remember the control execute first the function call, because when the function call, that line will execute, function definition part will execute. So now this is actual argument 4 and 5 and this is formal argument. So actual equals to formal we have written. So 4 equals to base, 5 equals to height, that means base value is 4 and height value is 5. Suppose instead of, another way you can write, you can use also return. You remember return statement is output statement, return result. In this way you can write, but console.log, that line we have to write, because without that line output we cannot see. So if I will write in this way, result is my output variable, so I wrote return. So then what I will do? So then I have to call, but console.log output statement we have to write in a source code or in a program. Output always depend upon output statement. Whatever the output message will display in our console, so completely that output message depend on output statement. What you have written output statement, based on that output statement, output message always display. So one thing that I can do, suppose this function call directly I can write within console.log. Otherwise, one thing that I will do, suppose I will assign in a variable. Let suppose variable name is suppose area, and here I will write console.log area of triangle. Okay, so the value of area. In this way, I can write whatever the function call when this line will execute, definition part will execute. Then, so output, suppose I assigned in a variable. Okay, in this way, that variable I can write within a console.log. So you see, same output I will get. I will do the refresh, area of a triangle 10. So they depend upon you. So which approach that you are feeling, or you are comfortable with which approach. So you do the practice in that way. Another
Yes, sir.
example, suppose, very simple example, another example. My point is, so varieties of or various examples you do the practice. So then automatically function call, function definition, actual argument, formal argument, return statement. These are basic terminologies we are using in function chapter. You will acquaint. Suppose I will write function. Function name is suppose related to my function. Okay. What message suppose I want to display? Suppose I will write a message. One message suppose I want to display. Let I will write console.log the value of message. So this is my function definition. This is my function definition. Very simple, this function definition, how it will execute. We have to call this function. So function name is my function. Function name is my function. And I will write JavaScript is very simple. Okay, control S. Whatever. Okay. So directly in this way. So this is function call. This is function call, and this is function definition. So when a function is calling, function definition will execute. So I will go to console. JavaScript is very simple. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then we will go to the next point. Arrow function. Okay. Basically in Java, that term is a lambda function or anonymous function. So here there is a terminology RF arrow function. There is a terminology arrow function. This is important. Arrow function. Basically, this is anonymous function. What do you mean by anonymous? The function without name, that is anonymous. Okay. Function without name, anonymous. Anonymous. Anonymous function is called as arrow. Is called as arrow function. Arrow function. The function without name. The function without name is known as anonymous function. Here also there is a general formula syntax. Okay, so function name we cannot what specify. Suppose parameter 1, let parameter 2, later on parameter n, then arrow mark. Okay, so block, I will write some code, curly bracket end, then semicolon. You see, there is no function name. There is no function name. But whatever the function objective, that objective will fulfill. That objective will satisfy. The function without name, that is anonymous function, but in JavaScript context, that function is known as array function. So, for example, arrow function, arrow function. Before that, suppose first of all I will write very simple thing. Suppose function sum. I will add suppose two number a comma b. Okay, so I can write directly return a plus b. Two numbers suppose I am adding. Okay, so then very simple. If I will write sum 5 comma 6. So this is a very simple things. And if I will write console dot log sum is, suppose function call I will assign in a variable. Okay, a result. Then sum is 11. This is a normal function program. So why undefined came? Sum, if I will call this, why undefined came? Function name a comma b. Okay, so return a plus b. Then I will call. Okay, so let I will do the refresh button. Okay, so that result already we have taken. One thing that I can do, comment, will be better. Control S. So where is the problem? Now this is function definition and this is function call. Sum is result. Yes. Okay, so in this way also we can write in suppose s equals to this, return s, okay, control s. I will do the refresh. No, very small things. Suppose a comma b is equals to a plus b. Okay, yes. Suppose variable name, suppose I am changing console.log. Oh, your comma, there is no set. Well, suppose variable name I changed. Sum is 11. A small mistake here in stead of comma, by mistakenly I have written dot. So I am thinking about small things. Okay, so this is function definition and this is function call. But this task I will do using arrow function. This is a normal things. So sum function here, function name is sum. Now same things I will use array function. I will use array function. How? You see, what is the syntax? What is the syntax? Within a bracket. So before a bracket, nothing. So I can write in this way. So parameter a comma b as per the syntax. Okay. Then arrow mark. Then arrow mark. Then I will write the code console dot log a plus b. First of all, I will give the comment. Okay. So now what I did as per the syntax, as per the general form, I wrote without function name. Function name I have not specified. So as per the syntax I presented. So now I will do the refresh button. No output is coming. No output because arrow function I presented, but when I came to my console for getting output, so no output we are getting. So what I will do, the concept is saying what? Now you have to assign a variable, whatever the arrow function is evaluating or generating, so that value should assign in a variable. Let my variable, suppose I will using const keyword, let it sum or summation. Okay, so this is a variable. If you see, I will go to the console summation. If I will write summation, so this variable when I am entering, so this arrow function code is coming. That means the whatever the arrow function we wrote, so the whatever it will evaluate, so it will assign in a variable this. So now this variable, so internally it will act as a function object. Basically it is called as function object. Why I am saying it is a function? Because now this part is this part is the definition, but I am saying this part is the arrow function, this part is the output variable. But now step number two, we have to call. So which thing I will call? Function I will call. But here, whatever I have taken the variable summation. So that part I am calling. If that part I am calling, suppose 10 comma 20, that means it is a function. So basically, internally or in particular in this context, it is called a function object. If I will go to the console, do the refresh button, then 10 plus 20, that is 30. That means, again I am repeating. So this is my arrow function. As per the syntax, as per the general form, I presented the function without a name, that is anonymous function. That anonymous function in JavaScript is called as arrow function. But the concept is saying, so I have taken a variable. This variable is my output variable. But when in this line, this is function call. Without a function call, function definition will not execute. That may be a normal function definition or that may be arrow function definition. The concept is saying it is mandatory that we have to call a function. Otherwise, the function definition cannot execute. But here, whatever the variable we have taken, but that variable I have considered as a function. That means basically it is called as function object. Arrow function definition returning something, that's variable, that something is called as function object. Because this variable here I am presenting as a function call. Here I will, if I will not present as a function call, then this part will not execute. Control S. So if so, I can wait. I will go to console and here I have got the output 10 plus 20, that is 30. Okay, so this is all about arrow function. Write a JavaScript code or JavaScript program. Count the number of vowels in a given string. Okay, using function. That means what? Create a function. Create a function definition and function call. But in a function definition, so whatever we will take a string value as input, we have to check vowels. Vowels means A, E, I, O, U. Okay. So if the vowels are present, then you count how many number of vowels.